Yeah, once one law doesn't work anymore, you have to you can't just repeal a law.
It's not that it
and set
doesn't
a
work
new law.
anymore. You're just not enforcing that law. That's the point. There's a law that they're not enforcing, and they're creating a new law that contradicts the original law that you're refusing to enforce. That's what's happening here. It's just a lack of law enforcement.
That is how laws progress. I remember
More
for
like
Jackie, that's kind of
digress, not progress. Because laws are supposed to enforce, not soften
honestly
criminals.
that was smooth as fuck. That was awesome.
I didn't try, guys. I
That was
didn't
good.
try.
That was
I
good.
swear to God, I didn't try. Remember,
But
remember,
so I would say
women are
like
not
kind of
naturally
like
funny. So if I say some like super funny shit, it
yeah.
was organic because I'm not a funny person. I
Hey
just am.
chat, clip that.
When I said that last time, Jackie goes so offended. She was like, ah! And I'm like, we're not that funny. Why do you think we live longer than men? Like, because we know we have to deal with life so much more than men do that we're like so cynical.
Yeah.
It's just how it
what
is.
did I say? Well, say that last part because you had like frozen like at some point and we didn't hear the whole thing.
What was the last thing you heard? We're live.
Or like what?
Something about women being more cynical because they
Oh
don't.
yeah, because we live longer, so we have to to be more cynical. That's why we're not naturally as funny. You guys don't take life as seriously as we do. You know, it's just how it is.
I agree.
I know. Cool. We agree on something. All right.
There we go.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I want you guys to touch on that because there is a huge difference between Trump's administration border policy and Biden's administration border policy. And if you are choosing to vote for Kamala Harris, you're choosing to continue on these non-border policies.
So I have a question, right? Because this whole immigration thing. First of all, we fucked their whole everything south of our border at some point in our lives. So
What does it have to do with national security?
So a lot of people don't want to claim responsibility for what we have done because they're just like it's not a thing. So yeah, people are going to be coming up here, right, for their own reasons. And a lot of people are like, oh, well, they're smuggling drugs. Actually, the majority of it is done by U.S. citizens.
Allegedly.
So,
Allegedly.
no, it is. That's what it is.
We are on a live YouTube
And it's not
platform.
It's not even like, oh, it's like 51.
All right. We're not going to just say these things blatantly. We have to say allegedly because we're not sure, Jackie.
We're allegedly
Allegedly,
US
yes, okay.
Are actually, allegedly, U.S. citizens are responsible for most of the smuggling of fentanyl across the border.
By it's like a stupid amount. It's like I think it's like 80 and 20. It's not like a 50-50. So as far as drugs, it's like we need to police our own people. Like that's what we have to go after. And also like for offending like criminals, undocumented people are like commit half. Like we have like half the number. So it's like every 100,000 people. For citizens, it's over 1,000, right, in 2018, and then for undocumented, it is about 400.
What are you talking about? What are you talking about?
Like just people committing crimes.
Okay, where are you getting those stats from? Because if you look at what's going on right now, all cities' crimes have gone up.
National Institution of Justice.
Yeah, the National Institution of Justice.
They're saying that illegal immigration commits less crime than citizens. All right. So this is where like the common sense needs to flow in real quick. So you mean to tell me somebody who came from a third world country who does not understand law and order is going to commit less crime than an American citizen who's been living in an law and order country their whole lives? I really doubt that because it doesn't make sense.
I mean,
so like just think about it. If you're already here illegally, you're trying not to fuck things up.
Yeah,
no,
like
you don't know that though because you don't know what following
no,
orders
I do.
are.
My whole dad's side of the family was here illegally. I do know this personally.
Yes.
And then my mom's side of the family, she came here and it took her like what 16 something years to get her citizenship.
You're talking about a 1% of people that you know that happen to have not committed a crime without thinking about all the thousands of people that are not like your parents or my parents.
So like statistics and my experience don't count.
No, it's not that. Is that first of all, statistics can be skewed.
So facts and experience don't count.
Your experience is your experience though.
No, okay.
Well,
so
how about facts?
what about the facts, like the reports from the NIJ?
Okay, look up right now, the statistics in Chicago, in Los Angeles, in San Francisco, crime has gone up. So
okay, those are three cities across the nation.
New York City, crime went up. Every single sanctuary city, crime has gone up. Mm-hmm. And because they're a sanctuary city or a sanctuary state, because it used to be sanctuary cities, now sanctuary
something
states.
you said earlier too is like saying people that say they don't understand laws. I would say one is insulting to immigrants, and then two,
it's the truth,
I would
though.
say that the people that commit the most, I would say if we're putting like earlier we were talking about a dollar value on crime, people that commit the most crime have the most knowledge about laws with like insider training.
We're talking about white collar crimes.
Yeah, which is crime.
Right, but the majority of the quality, not the quality, the quantity of crimes are not white collar crimes.
Right, but we earlier we put a dollar value on crime at $900. So if the dollar value is important, white collar crime is committed by people that know the most about laws.
Oh, for sure. Okay. But at the end of the day, they know how to use the law. So it's very rare for a white collar crime to even happen versus a blue collar crime. Those are more common because they don't know anything about laws. So if a blue collar crime doesn't know much about laws versus a white collar crime, and they create more crime, and they're living in a country that is a law and order country, what makes you believe that somebody that was not born in a law and order country is not going to commit as much crime as an American here?
Do you think someone that's driving with expired tags is going to commit less traffic violations or more traffic violations?
I don't know.
If someone that's driving with expired tags for one reason or another is going to commit less traffic violations and drive safer to avoid detection by police than someone that's driving with tags that are in date. Or it's the same thing as if you know your taillight's broken, you're going to drive a lot safer and probably less at night because you want to avoid getting pulled over. So I would say,
yeah, I guess that's all mental though. Again, you're comparing it to somebody who's been living in this country their whole lives, and they rely on the law and order of this country. They don't want to get pulled over because they understand the laws.
And I would say it's probably insulting to immigrants, whether they're legal or illegal, to say that they're not smart enough to understand how laws work.
I think it's also really funny. It's just like that's the same argument that Christians do. It's like, well, how are they going to be good humans if they're not Christians? Like, gee, I just know that I should probably treat people with respect and just don't murder people. Like, this is like just basic human. Like, it's you know what? It's like how stupid can you be to be like, oh, I need to believe in God to be a good human?
You can, I mean, we can debate that, but that's debatable. I understand where they're coming from there.
It's not debatable.
It's totally debatable because if you are an atheist, then you have a very sad and lonely life. But that's besides the point. We're digressing. I'm a Cuban.
I know a lot of Christians who are living sad and lonely lives because they are living by the law of the Bible, and they are just.
Well, I told you that's the problem. They're thinking literally, and we had this conversation. The Bible's not literal. It's figurative.
Altar voice?
So. As a legal immigrant who was not born here and was born in a third world country where there is no law and order, I don't care if it's offensive or insulting to state that illegal immigrants who know they're committing a crime by crossing the border illegally are going to not obey the laws of this country because they're already breaking the law by coming here the incorrect way. And I am a legal immigrant. I have
to categorically disagree. They're going to obey more laws so that they don't get picked up. They're going to.
But that doesn't stick to what's actually happening in real time. I
feel like it does. If every illegal immigrant was running around doing blatant crime and waving the flag of their country, it'd be like, oh, there's one. The idea of being in trouble isn't to stick out. The idea of if you're probably going to get in trouble with the teachers to do something under the desk. If you're going to do something at all, most people will just choose to behave.
So what you're saying is that it's okay to break the law as long as you're going to
What I'm saying is that it's
Americans.
More likely for someone to behave if they know they're already going to get spotlighted.
Okay, but they are still breaking the law.
They're still breaking the law, but if they're not hurting someone, then it's okay. What you're talking about is the people that, if say it's an illegal immigrant that commits a grievous offense, that is 1% of 1% of immigrations, not just illegal immigrants, of immigrants in general, which is also a fraction of U.S. citizens that will commit grievous offenses. So it's one, if we're going to be hard on crime, I don't think it's okay to be hard on crime one direction. You have to be hard on crime up and down.
No, we have to, okay, so we go back to you have to enforce the laws that are in that have already been implemented, which are not happening right now. So we go back to, you're voting for somebody. I'm going to always go back to this. You're voting for somebody named Kamala Harris, who is refusing to stick to the laws of the land as of right now by allowing people that are not vetted to come to the country illegally, and at the same time wanting to make it legal because she's trying to create a path to citizenship. And I have a problem with that, because you don't care about the Constitution and you don't care about our law and order. If anything, you're telling it, fuck off. I'm going to create a new Constitution and a new law and order. I have a problem with that.